All right, it's great to see everybody. It's obviously terrific to be back here in person, and cardboard cutouts were nice and everything, but to be able to not only see student athletes, fellow coaches, but even friends in the media, back to a sense of normalcy, which is obviously very, very good to feel. Um, we're off to about a week into practice. I really like our team. I know there's not a lot of returning recognizable household names, but at the same time, what I've watched develop from last spring into the summer and then so far this fall is watching a lot of younger guys become old and take their next step in their leadership, in their voice, and obviously in their production on the court. So really an exciting group, I think a talented group. I think we have a chance to have some depth. But obviously we're very early in the stages of putting that all together, and there's going to be growing pains as we go through it. So with that, I'll open up the floor.
Here in the second row.
Abby Schnabel, Wisconsin State Journal. Coach, how are Tyler Wall and Jonathan Davis handling their new leadership role, especially coming into the limelight on such a big day like today?
Yeah, I think this day is good for them, because neither one of them have been here before in terms of this atmosphere. So that's who I was referring to when I watched last spring, when we reconvened after the NCAA tournament. We got back together, just watching those two guys take ownership and leadership in our weight room and what we did with our small group workouts last spring. And those two guys have been waiting for this opportunity to really walk into a leadership role and find their voices on the team, and obviously each lead in a little different way. And they've got a great mentor in Brad Davison to kind of help them through that. But both have done really good things, not only individually to improve, but also to help our younger guys move towards the preparation of this season.
Right here in the front row.
Tom Bruce, Sports Illustrated. You guys, you've been in this league a long time enough to know what makes Big Ten basketball so great is the electric atmosphere in all these arenas. How difficult was it last year to try to get through all of that with such a low energy level, and how excited are you looking forward to being back playing in front of full arenas again this year?
Well, you're excited to play at home. I don't know how much excited you are to be on the road, Tom. So it was hard. It was challenging, especially the duration of it. And I think that's one thing that I noticed, even being here in Indianapolis in the bubble, in the postseason play, that you were so isolated and so quarantined. And we had a few fans that were allowed in the NCAA tournament, but that was a challenge, I think, and we feed off that energy. And it's going to be great to just the events I've been around so far this fall, the fans' fever to come back and be back re-engaged. I think there's always a greater appreciation for things in life when something gets taken away. And when fans didn't have the opportunity and we didn't have the opportunity to engage with those fans, now that we're returning back to, like I said before, a sense of normalcy, there's a greater appreciation for it. So we're looking forward to it.
To my left in the second row.
Hey Coach, Ian Patton with the Badger Hill Sports. Last week you touched on how Stephen Crowell was really stepping up in practice. I'm just wondering how you see him matching up against some of the larger back-to-the-basket bigs in the Big Ten, like Travion Williams and Kofi Coburn.
Yeah, well, those guys are going to be a challenge no matter who we have, whether it's Kofi, whether it's Travion, whether it's Zach Edey, Hunter Dickinson of Michigan. Obviously, we have terrific post players in this league, and Steven's worked. I think the best thing for Steven was the experience he got last year every day in practice, and it'll be by committee. He'll have some help there with Ben Carlson. We have a grad transfer in Chris Vogt that'll help up front as well, along with some other guys that'll be in the mix too. But he won't do it alone. We're going to have to be very good team defensively as a team. We've never relied really on one individual to set our defense or to spearhead it. We'll have specific assignments, and guys will grow into that role. But Stevens, I have been really impressed with him and how he's grown and matured and what he can do. And I think the exciting part is just the unknown in terms of what the potential is for him and where he can take it.
We have time for 1 to 2 more questions. In the back.
Greg, Steve Sterling at Indiana Sports Network. Real quick question. I always thought Brad Davidson epitomized Wisconsin basketball. How much of a on-court coach is he, and is this a direct with you and him?
Yeah, I think his role has changed a little bit, not so much in leadership, but he's really tried to help with Tyler and Johnny and some of our younger guys find their leadership voice. But to be honest with you, Brad, I've been doing this for almost 30 years. He's one of the best leaders I've ever been around. And what you see on the court is how he is every day in practice. There's never a day off. If he ever is bumped up or banged up, I got to make him stay out of the gym. So what you see is what you get with Brad, and he lives life that way, full of zest. The cup isn't half full, it's overflowing every day. So we're obviously extremely delighted that he's back in our locker room, and he's really been a great resource and mentor for our young guys.